Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Cortex YouTube live channel. My name is Alexia Borch, and I am the Education Director for Cortex. Together with me, I have the sweet team, namely Patrizia, who is the Chief Educator in Europe. I have Matheus, who's the Sales Director, and also Casio, who is the Chief Science Innovations Officer and co-founder for Suite. We have just finished a 2-day training for Suite professionals, and we have also launched the Mermaid Collection, which was super interesting. Okay, would you like to tell us something about the Suite collection?
So sweet is first of all, thank you, Alexa, for being
Welcome.
here. Thank you
Pleasure.
for having us. It was amazing 2 days as always. And Sweet is a brand that helps stylists to grow their business, to grow their revenue in less time. And how is it that you do so? You can grow your revenue, you can grow your business by having more clients or by selling more to the current clients that you have. And with Sweet, we can do that. We've always focused on the professional stylist, on how this such beautiful profession you transform, you work with the best of the human being, which is the self-esteem. You make them feel good about themselves, and the same way that you care for people, Sweet wants to care for you as well.
Yeah.
So these 2 days we launched Mermaid and SOS here in Malta. Mermaid is a treatment made for especially for the curly and wavy hair. It gives back the curls for the client, for the consumers, and at the same time looking after the texture, the softness, and how the quality of the hair is. So Sweet is all about this. You're having the best result possible in the very first application when you're applying, and it was
Mm.
amazing.
It was really, really fruitful, yes. And I really enjoyed being a part of it with you guys because our official educators are Mandy and Mare, and we did a really nice training together, and I really thank you for this. We do want your questions on this live stream. I have already collected some so that until they start loading up, we can have a start. I have the list here. So I was asked if a client has frizzy hair from root area and wants to keep her natural wave or curl, which is the most ideal service to use and to maintain a controlled look without a super straight feeling.
Perfect. So this is a very common scenario that we face in the salons. The clients, they love the curls, but because the hair it is frizzy, maybe the visual effect is not as pleasant. It's not what they look like, and also to care for this hair is not
Mm,
easy to do so as well. So with our smoothing treatment, which is the first shampoo,
yeah.
when you change the protocol, especially on the heat source, how you're going to finish the service, you're able to remove the frizz, but to keep the curls defined.
Okay.
So this is a game change that we brought to the market. So the first shampoo, fun fact, the name the first shampoo is because the first smoothing shampoo in the world is a patented product. It took us 4 years to develop this product,
Oh.
and also all of the ingredients of our treatments, in fact, they do not come from the hair cosmetics. They come
Oh.
from the skin cosmetics,
Okay.
and they are adapted to the hair to give the best result possible in the less time. So when we
Oh.
created the first shampoo, we wanted not only to revolutionize the smoothing, but also how is it the behavior, what is the true needs of the stylist. We really
Yeah.
did a poll to understand the needs of the stylist, and we created the product. So with the first shampoo, the same product I use for smoothing, you can in fact use to define the curls of the hair as well.
Okay. Makes sense. And so when you retouch a perfect straight service procedure after a few months and you have a very rebellious regrowth, do you just do the roots or do you apply a full head again? And how many passes of irons on the roots and how many passes on the lengths?
I'll defer this question to our specialist, Patricia. Tell you.
Mm. Since it's already pre-treated, so we have to consider like I don't know. Would you think about it as fragile or
Si la clienta no se quiere repetir el tratamiento, el cabello vuelve a su estado original en poco tiempo. Cuando yo tengo que repetir un servicio de alisado para que perdure en el tiempo, sí que vamos a aplicar el producto en todo el largo del cabello, pero solamente tenemos que planchar minuciosamente la parte de la raíz. De ese modo no vamos acumulando y si la clienta en algún momento quiere volver a su estado original, puede hacerlo.
So what Patricia said is, first, the smoothing system with the first shampoo is not your conventional keratin. So we're not here to present you just another smoothing system with just a different packaging. We're here to present you a full innovation, something that is completely new and different to what you've experienced before.
Okay.
So right from the bat, usually with other smoothings, the hair sees kind of like a very clear division of where the
Yeah.
treatment is done and where the regrowth is, and especially because the hair needs to grow out to go
Yeah.
back. With ours, the hair slowly start going back to its natural state. So the visual effect on the
Mm.
client is much nicer, is much more
Mm.
pleasant in comparison to the other one. And
Okay.
answering the question, so whenever we have a regrowth, what we do recommend is that you apply the treatment all over the hair,
Uh-huh.
but the heat is the big game changer. So we do iron the roots or the area of the regrowth with more attention, as we
Uh-huh.
normally would with fine sections, 230 degrees, and then the area where the treatment was done,
Pre-treated. Uh-huh.
pre-treated, we then iron at a less temperature, thicker sections, just as
Okay.
this heat to reactivate, but not to re-straighten again.
Okay, it's just like a reminder, sort
Yeah,
of.
just a reminder. So
That makes
meaning
sense.
the client will always come back to the salon to get the regrowth. Is much better for the client as well because the hair
Okay.
is more homogeneous, and for the stylist because he can check and
Oh,
serve the client every
perfect.
3 months.
Perfect. Okay. Now, can SOS be done on the same day of color? And in what order?
Eso es, depende de lo que queramos conseguir. Para mí lo mejor que tiene SOS es que no es un tratamiento, es una herramienta de trabajo y depende de cuándo la utilices o bien puedes proteger o bien puedes recuperar un cabello. Entonces ahí tenemos que ver cuál es el estado del cabello para saber si primero tenemos que proteger de la acción que yo voy a realizar en ese servicio y luego tengo que recuperar. Puedo utilizarlo tanto antes como después o si simplemente lo quiero poner después para poder recuperar el pH del cabello, prolongar también el color del cabello y recuperar de lo que yo he hecho. Es lo bueno que tiene el SOS, que se puede utilizar siempre que sea necesario.
Mhm.
So, following our mentality with all the products, Sweet is all about being flexible and best adapting to the scenario that the hairstylist has. So, he will let his creative side really
Mhm.
flourish in comparison to what he was used to before of working inside of a box. So, with the SOS, which is our bond building system that can stop any hair from breaking from the very first application, we can apply it before on the hair, for example, if the
Uh-huh.
hair is healthy, to protect the hair or even to recover the hair if the hair was damaged. Do the color, do the bleaching. We can use in between as well.
Yeah.
And then after to recover from the treatment that we've done on the hair.
So at the end, you finish it off with the
The
SOS
SOS,
treatment.
the stress treatment, you can apply before the impact shock, for
Impact
example,
shock.
leave it 10 minutes, full dry the hair. So when we apply the color or when we apply
Uh-huh.
the bleaching or color will take the protein from the SOS that we added on and will
Okay.
not damage the hair. It's not
Okay.
going to slow down the bleaching or the color as well. And then you can use the SOS after to recover and to give back
All right.
and this protection
It's like
to
armor.
stabilize the pH. Correct.
Mm,
No,
okay.
es que no interfiere al servicio que vayamos a realizar. Tú puedes aplicar Impact Shot y de ese modo estás protegiendo el cabello, pero no va a interferir en el tiempo de exposición que tengas de ese producto o en el color que vayas a conseguir, que otros productos o otras firmas sí que lo hacen.
But this is just really pointing out that it's not gonna damage, it's not gonna slow down the process of
Okay.
the color or the bleaching. So Switch is all about this. You have the best quality result, respecting your time and your clients. We understand that nowadays people they're very busy, they need to go on with their schedule. So
Yeah.
but they still want the high quality result, and we give you the tools for the stylist
Mm,
to do so.
yeah. Okay. Can impact shock be used in all scenarios of bleaching? We spoke about this, but it's good to mention it here. And even if the canvas, for example, let's say we have a client who has virgin hair and she's coming in for a full head of bleaching. Okay, so she has no damage whatsoever, but she wants to make sure her hair won't get damaged with the bleaching process. Can we use impact chalk there to prevent?
Sí, es lo que comentábamos, que Impactso te puede o bien proteger o bien recuperar un cabello. Y hay veces que en el mismo servicio tenemos que utilizar varias veces la decoloración. Entonces, bien cuando la pongas, te va a proteger el cabello de lo que tú estás haciendo, porque una cosa es proteger y otra cosa es recuperar. Y hay muchas veces que viene un cabello saludable y simplemente quieres proteger de lo que vas a hacer y no es necesario utilizarlo más, pero otras veces que el cabello viene ya sensibilizado y no solamente tienes que proteger de lo que tú haces, sino recuperar de lo que ella trae de fuera. Entonces, lo puedes poner en cualquier momento del servicio y tantas veces como sea necesario en el caso de que tengas que repetir el servicio el mismo día.
So SOS, as Patricia was saying, is very flexible.
Okay.
So if the hair is healthy, we can apply on the hair before, so we protect from
It
the
protects.
treatment that we're gonna do. And if the hair was damaged in case as well, just also to mention it, we can recover from the previous chemical
Okay.
treatments that they undergone and to
That
bring it back to healthy.
makes sense.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's really tailored. It's really as chirurgical to what the stylist can do with the product.
All right.
You know, and what they will feel with the SOS with our treatments is that they can go the extra mile.
Mm.
That they will create a wow effect that the client is looking for, and the client is gonna leave the salon feeling, wow, I never felt my hair like this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the result that I want, you know, with this soft texture, this feeling, the sensorial, and they will become uh, even kind of brand ambassadors for the stylist that uses Sweet. And this is
All
what I'm
right.
saying is a scenario that we see all around the world. Doesn't matter. Sweet is present in 70 countries in the world, and we see this in Zimbabwe, we see this in Thailand, we see this in Taiwan, in the UAE. Doesn't matter where we go. This is always the feedback that we receive.
Okay. All right.
Importante, Ney. Você consegue fazer vários serviços com o kit de produto. Você pode, por exemplo, pegar um cabelo que está danificado, no mesmo dia que você consegue fazer uma descoloração, uma coloração e um alisamento, coisa que com outras linhas é impossível fazer. Você teria que fazer vários tratamentos durante dias ou meses até você conseguir fazer um ou outro. Então a pessoa pode sair no dia com o cabelo alisado, com o cabelo descolorido, com o cabelo colorido e com o cabelo tratado.
So Mr. Castro is bringing is to mention that we can do kind of almost all in one. So
Okay.
something that the consumer up to now or up to they try Sweet, they would have to wait until to get a hair blonde, smooth, and treated.
Mm.
With Sweet, you're able to do everything on the same day. So you can smooth, you can do highlights, and you can treat the hair.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is what we are bringing to the table. This is the difference that the stylist will feel. All the while, first in place, respecting the health of the stylist. So he works feeling completely safe to what
Yeah.
he's offering. Is never gonna damage his health or the clients. The client's health, the well-being is there, and with the result. This triad, this is what we bring with Sweet.
All right. All right. I'm just going to pop over. So we're saying asking for a sweet smoothing treatment, and she's had a keratin from another brand in the previous months. Can this be done?
Yes, the products are compatible with every single product, with every single hair in the market. So Sweet with the salon, it helps them even to. The idea is that they can service everyone that comes to the salon.
Okay.
So when the hairdresser, they, for example, especially with the smoothing segment, they will be restricted. You know,
Uh-huh.
I have the smoothing, but I cannot do on this type of hair or
Ah,
that type of situation, something like this. Now they work
with
feeling
sweet, this doesn't
completely
happen.
free. Yeah.
All right. And I'm seeing another question. If a client wants to remove frizz but wants to have a more fuller look, kind of like adding density.
Se el cliente quiere mover el frizz para tener un pelo con más volumen, con
Like a more
más masa.
amplified volume.
Para mí es lo bueno que tiene de Fers, que lo puedes personalizar a las necesidades que tiene el cliente. Hay muchos cabellos finos que quieren quitarse el frizz pero no quitar ese volumen, y por el contrario hay muchos cabellos gruesos que se quieren quitar el frizz y también el volumen. Entonces, lo bueno que tiene de Fers es que solamente tienes que cambiar dos pasos a la hora de seguir el tratamiento, que es la cantidad de agua que dejas en el cabello y temperatura y pasadas de plancha con las que trabajas. Tú puedes quitar el frizz sin quitar volumen ni forma al cabello, que eso es lo mejor. Hay muchas mujeres que tienen simplemente una onda, que no tienen su cabello rizado, que tienen cabello fino y que tienen un poquito de volumen y no quieren perderlo, pero sí quieren quitar el frizz o quieren facilitarse el peinado día a día. Entonces con The First puedes conseguirlo.
The best thing with the first is that you can really adapt the result to what the client wants,
Okay.
and the hairdresser only needs to change two steps, which is how much water they leave on the hair before applying the first shampoo.
Okay.
Meaning, if we dry the hair more and we
Uh-huh.
apply the first shampoo, the product is going to be more concentrated, so the transformation is going to be stronger
Okay.
and
Straighter.
yes, straighter,
Okay. All
and
right.
the heat as well at the end, which is also going to dictate. So the more heat that we
Okay.
use, the stronger the transformation as well, the straighter the hair will be. And the less heat, for example, we can remove this frizz and give this volume that the client's looking for as well.
All right. I really liked the also the catalog of recipes. The recipes are endless. It's beautiful. Um, okay. So if a client has, let's see, if a client has a 12-week blow dry service booked, she loves the result. Her hair is short, but she doesn't want it to end up as flat on the roots. Is this the same scenario that you were explaining? Like she wants a little bit of a more amplified volume. Is it the same? You leave a bit
Al
more
final
water,
es
then
exactamente lo mismo porque la mayoría de las clientas que quieren un cabello liso suelen tener el rizo a partir del ojo, incluso a partir de la ceja. No son clientas que tengan rizo desde la raíz. Entonces tú puedes trabajar a partir de 2-3 centímetros de la raíz para alisar ese cabello y la raíz simplemente quitar el frizz. No tienes por qué perder volumen en ningún momento. Lo mejor es que en el mismo cabello se pueden hacer servicios diferentes simplemente personalizando lo que estábamos comentando, agua y temperatura y pasadas de plancha. Hay muchas clientas diferentes que al igual tienen el cabello rizado, pero el flequillo liso. Yo solamente te hago un alisado en el flequillo y en el resto del cabello una definición de rizos. Lo puedes personalizar incluso en el mismo cabello, hacer diferentes tipos de servicio.
So the personalization to meet the client satisfaction is limitless with
limitless.
Suite. So I'm just gonna throw a few examples. Uh, Imagine that this client that
Mhm.
she wants to don't the hair to be so flat. What we can do is from the roots we just do less heat to remove the frizz,
Uh-huh.
and on the area that she wants it more flat and straight, we increase the heat for,
Ah,
and then we smooth. So the result will be a hair wave
volumized and then.
volumized here and straight. Or another example that Patricia gave, imagine that a client that has a fringe,
Mhm.
so she wants like smooth here to keep the fringe, but on the hair here she wants to keep it wavy
Yeah,
and frizz free. You can do that. So here you would iron more to straight, and here to leave it wavy, feeling like this.
customization at its best, huh? Well, so we have another question. So, what's the difference between this organic smoothing treatment and the keratin?
So the difference, I'm gonna defer to Mr.
Uh-huh.
This difference as the keratin popular, as queratinas que são conhecidas popularmente, elas são muitas vezes uma coisa horrível, que são a base de formol ou outros tipos de produtos que são prejudiciais à saúde. Nós trabalhamos com ácidos que já são amplamente utilizados e eram utilizados, inclusive, para tratamentos de pele, como, por exemplo, o ácido glicólico, que você encontra facilmente em sérum facial para tratamento de pele. Então, nós transferimos esses ácidos para o cabelo. Então, a diferença básica entre eles é a questão de saúde e compatibilidade com a pele, com o cabelo, com o ser humano, quando você compara com outros tipos que existem, que são prejudiciais para o usuário e principalmente para o profissional cabeleireiro. E em termos de ação, quando você compara com um hidróxido ou um tilglicolato, eles rompem a ponte de sulfeto, fazendo uma mudança permanente no cabelo, onde você não consegue retornar ao estado original. Então, o nosso ele trabalha com a desnaturação da proteína, fazendo com que ela fique maleável e a gente consiga modelar.
So the 2 points here that we can analyze on the difference between keratin services and with our sweet smoothing services. So first, when we selected our ingredients, we didn't go working with formaldehyde or hydroxide or glycolate. We
Mhm.
went to look for skin cosmetics ingredients, uh, just because first on the performance, but mostly because on the compatibility that it has with our organisms.
Okay.
So Mr. Castro, being a renowned pharmacist, he used this acid such as glycolic acid that is widely found on serums, on facial treatments to adapt for the hair, because the compatibility is way bigger than other treatments and other components usually found in the product. And these other ingredients, such as again formaldehyde, glycolate, or hydroxide and derivatives, what they do is they break the hair structure
Mhm.
to achieve the result. Meaning the client will have the hair that flat like that. They cannot style it how they want. They are
Okay.
stuck, and that's why the regrow is always, it looks a bit
Uh-huh.
wonky later. With these acids, what it does, it best combines with the hair, so you have a healthy option also with the high performance.
Yeah. And as we said yesterday, it doesn't also mess around with the disulfide bonds, right?
No, it doesn't break the disulfide bonds. What it does is just reorganize where we do a protein desnaturation,
Uh-huh.
to change it to leave it more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can adapt it to the best way that we want,
That's
meaning
so
to remove the
interesting.
frizz, to define the curls, or to straighten the hair.
Interesting. Um, okay. Reapplication effect on curl pattern. Does it happen? Does it change or loosen your texture over time? So for mermaid waves, then this is. Does it change the texture of the curl over time?
No entendí, pero... No, lo que hace Mermey es devolver salud al cabello rizado. El cabello rizado tiene varias formas, por lo que pierde la forma, por así decirlo, y una es o bien el frizz del cabello, que no sabemos controlar el encrespamiento del cabello en el cabello rizado, o bien por salud, porque la clienta no se trabaje bien el cabello, porque haga mucho tratamiento químico, porque se pase la plancha, porque se pase el secador, ese rizo pierde control, por así decirlo. Entonces, lo que hace Mermey es devolver salud al cabello para volver a recuperar ese rizo perdido, definirlo mucho más y que esté más hidratado.
So, what mermaid does, it actually gives health and also the shape of the curls back to the curly hair.
Okay.
So usually products for the curly hair found in the market, they're usually very cosmetic. Cosmetic meaning they're more like a makeup, just on the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to develop was to bring up a solution that not only will give this nice visual effect, but will treat the hair from the inside. So
Okay.
with Mermaid, we treat the hair. We start giving back the curls that the clients lost for many reasons, ironing or using for example, the bleaching or the treatments or even weather conditions as well. So with this system, we are able to give back the curls, to reshape the curls again with a nice texture, with a high quality hair and a defined look.
Okay. Okay. Also, if the client has oily hair, what is a proper treatment to eliminate excess oil? I don't know if this makes sense for sweet. Client doesn't have any other hair concern. Oily hair. Would it make? I'm thinking the client might be thinking, would this product make hair oily? Then, because some keratins make hair oily. So maybe this is. I think this is the approach of this client asking.
Sinestralizado, sinestralizado hace con que el pelo esté más graso o aceitoso.
Industrializado. No, o sea, realmente el alisado no puede nunca hacer que el cabello tenga más grasa, porque la grasa viene del folículo piloso, entonces no puede hacer que tenga más graso. ¿Qué es lo que ocurre en muchas ocasiones? Que cuando tenemos sobre todo el cabello más fino y hacemos alisado, sobre todo en un cabello rizado, por ejemplo, como el tuyo, tú tienes un cabello rizado y la raíz está más despegada del cuero cabelludo. Cuando nosotros alisamos el cabello, primero tenemos dos cosas. Una, que la raíz está mucho más pegada al cuero cabelludo, por lo que la grasa que provocamos diariamente llega antes al cabello, y luego que tenemos la costumbre de tocarnos más el pelo. Y al tocarnos más el pelo, esto hace también que se ensucie más, pero no va a hacer que un alisado cree más grasa en el cabello. Es imposible.
So, just to understand this, what makes the hair oily is not the hair itself, but is the scalp, which has the follicles inside, and our hands as well. So when we smooth in the hair, so imagine that we take your hair, for example, and a client that has a finer hair, when the hair is curly, the hair is more separate from the roots.
Yeah.
So when we smooth it, is more in contact with the roots, meaning it will be more oily. And also, when we have the hair that is smoother, we tend to touch the hair more. I mean, not me. I don't
Yeah.
touch my hair that much. Yeah, but I touch my beard. But we tend to touch the hair more. So,
Yeah.
meaning with the function of the scalp and also with the
Yeah.
hands, we tend to feel this way and get this impression that the smoothing got it done. But no, the smoothing will not leave the hair like this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, when a client keeps doing the smoothing treatment from Sweet, does she lose her curl pattern over time? This was okay. This was the actual question from the client before. Does she lose? So, let's say she's doing the mermaid waves today, in 3 months, in 6 months. Over time, will she loosen the curl pattern?
So the mermaid waves is to leave the hair curly. So
Curly.
she's not gonna lose.
No.
If she does the smoothing, I'm gonna defer this to Mr. Quando o cliente ela faz muitas vezes o nosso alisamento, ela vai então chegar a um ponto que ela vai perder os cachos dela
Over time.
com o tempo ou não?
Durante o tempo de ação do produto, sim. Mas lembra que a forma de ação dele não é romper pontos de sulfeto que é permanente. Uma vez que você rompe uma ponte de sulfeto, ela não volta mais, a menos que você corte o cabelo. O nosso tratamento não chega a este ponto, ele chega ao ponto de desnaturação. Desnaturação é uma desorganização para que você reorganize da forma que você quer. É incrível, mas nós temos cabeleireiros que pegam um cabelo como o da Patrícia e fazem curling no cabelo liso. Então é você conseguir moldar o cabelo. Então nesse caso ela vai moldar alisado. Com o tempo, a desnaturação ela volta a se reorganizar naturalmente. Não importa quanto tempo. É óbvio que se você faz a cada 2, 3 meses, você vai repondo, você vai refazendo e depois demora um pouco mais para voltar, mas sim, ele tende a voltar ao seu formato original.
So, contrary to other treatments in the market, our smoothing do not break the disulfide bonds. So just to put into context, whenever we break the disulfide bonds of the hair, the only way that we can revert it is to cut the hair again.
Yeah.
You know, because the disulfide bonds is the spine, is the structure of the hair. As we do not touch that, our smoothing do not have this power to do so, and it was not intended with this power.
Yeah.
What it does is we do a reorganization inside of the hair. So that's what protein denaturation means. We reorganize the protein inside of the hair to shape it however we want. So, for example, imagine that this room here we reorganize to now host a live. We can reorganize to host an education session.
Yeah.
This is what we do with our smoothing. So our meaning that the hair of our client, because it's not broken, it will go back to its natural state with time. Of course, if she does the treatment every 3 months and frequently, it will take a little bit longer, but it will return back to its natural shape. Which this also lets us know is that this is a bonus tip. If the client got this smoothing treatment done today and she wants to wear it with curly and do some kind of waves on her hair,
Yeah.
she can.
Okay.
And when she wants to go back to the natural smoothing effect, she just needs to blast her hair with a blow dryer and the hair will be straight again.
That's a perfect
So,
explanation.
yes, you have the freedom to choose however you want. This is the innovation that we have with Sweet. It's really tailored to what you feel like.
Yeah.
Because especially with women, we they love like to wear a different style.
It's the flexibility,
the
you know?
flexibility, and we
Yeah.
give this to you. So you have all the benefits of having a frizz-free hair, shiny, smooth, not having to use the iron.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can also style it however you want.
Love it. Okay. So, on the booklet, there are 2 curl relaxers. I don't know if this is the right context to place in. One is obtained using the Lovely only, and the other one uses Lovely and the First. What is the main difference in this result, please?
Qual é a diferença entre a apertura de rizos con Lovely y con The First?
Realmente, al igual que el alisado o otro servicio, no hay ninguna diferencia entre Lovely y The First. Lovely es un tratamiento en formato de crema y The First un tratamiento en formato de champú. Yo la única diferencia que le veo es el tiempo de realizar el servicio. Con Lovely vamos a tardar un poquito más y con The First va a ser un poco más rápido. La diferencia que yo también marco es dependiendo del tipo de cabello que yo tenga. Cuando yo tengo un cabello que está más tratado químicamente, yo prefiero trabajar con Lovely, porque Lovely, al ser un servicio en crema, a mí me hace que trata más el cabello que de First, que es un tratamiento en formato de champú. Entonces, dependiendo de qué tipo de cabello tenga, trabajas con uno, trabajas con otro, pero los dos van a dejar el mismo resultado.
So result wise, both leave the same result.
Okay.
So here comes pops the question. So what which one should I get? Should I get one? Should I get the
Mm,
other? Does it make sense for me to get both? So for Sweet, we want you to be the leading hairdresser in the market. We want people to really feel the experience and that you gave exactly what the client wanted
mhm.
and at the same time what the hair needed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put two situations into context here. Imagine that a client comes to the salon, she has voluminous hair and she wants to do a curl relaxer. So to the hair that is curly to make it more wavy. We can
Okay.
then opt out with the first shampoo because the application is much faster. With
Ah,
being the first shampoo is a treatment that you apply with your hands and is only 10 minutes pause time for every single hair, is much easier and faster for you to apply on voluminous hair. And with Lovely, imagine that a second client comes in, the client has a more damaged or sensible hair. Then we can opt out for Lovely because being a cream, it will treat more their hair. So the precision of your results is going to be through the roof when you
yeah.
use Sweet. So that's why we recommend that you have both systems so you can really pin it down exactly what your client wants and the relation, the deliver of the service that you're going to give is going to be something unique for the client.
Yeah. Okay. That, so, what's the difference between mermaid treatment and other curl treatments in the market? And what benefit does the client achieve when using the home care maintenance products at home compared to other products? So, this is an explanation that Casio explained to us. And I would like to have it online because it's amazing.
Qual que é a diferença do Mermaid Waves com os outros tratamentos do mercado? E qual que é o benefício dela usar a linha de manutenção do Mermaid em casa? Você deu aquela explicação muito boa para o time e a gente quer compartilhar com todo mundo que está vendo aqui.
A primeira coisa, quando nós criamos no laboratório uma linha, nós pensamos especificamente naquela pessoa que vai usar, primeiro como a consumidora final, a pessoa que vai receber o produto no cabelo, depois a gente pensa no cabeleireiro que vai fazer aquela aplicação e vai de termos vários tipos de cabelos. Então, ao ter de cabelo, a gente consegue ampliar a nossa magnitude de testes. Então, quando nós desenvolvemos essa linha de encaracolados, o principal problema que a gente encontra é a hidratação e pelo formato do caracol que o cabelo faz, quando ele vai fazendo essa curva, naturalmente o cabelo, a maior parte da sua composição é queratina. Eu sempre, quando as pessoas falam queratina é alisamento, queratina é uma proteína e é uma proteína que não alisa, então ela está presente na nossa unha, ela está presente em grande parte, e por natureza ela é mais rígida. Então, quando você faz a curva, a tendência de você deixar algo curvo, que é mais rígido, é quebrar. Então, você vai encontrar pontos de fissura quando você olha no microscópio, você consegue encontrar pontos de fissura em um cabelo encaracolado.
So just to not leave you guys waiting, we're going to translate this part and then going to continue the explanation. So Sweet's thought line of how we create the product, we focus first on the consumer who's going to be experiencing the treatment in the salon. So, what is that the client wants? What is it that they need? How is it that we can improve the hair quality and also their daily lives? And then we zoom out to the salon. How is the
Mm.
environment in the salon? How is the day to day of the stylist? And we go to keep doing this process up until we get into our labs. And being with Brazil, that has over 200 million people there, our testing pool
Mm.
is really wide. So it allows us to really test on many different types of hair and to give a product that is precise. So when we looked for a product for the curly hair, especially when we see that on the curvature of the hair, we see that the protein that is the biggest found in the hair, which is keratin. So,
Yeah.
fun fact: keratin is not something that will smooth out your hair. It's just a commercial name. Keratin is a protein that is mainly found in the hair and on your nails as well, and they use it just as a marketing name. So going back, because of the shape of the curly hair, if we pick it and we look at on the microscope, we will see small fishes breaking because this protein that is so strong found in the hair, and because the shape of the curly hair is curved, it's kind of like breaks, and this
Uh-huh.
break breakage makes these small cuts, as we can see in the hair. So, meaning that the main need of the curly hair is moisturizing and nourishment. And now let's continue with the answer.
Então, quando você tem esse cabelo, a natureza dele é ser menos hidratado, ele perde mais líquido. Então, ao perder a hidratação, quando você quer fazer uma curvatura, ou a própria curvatura natural do cabelo, é como você querer dobrar uma madeira. Ele tende a quebrar. Então, o que a gente faz? Nós analisamos todo esse contexto e aplicamos no produto algo que possa deixar o cabelo mais maleável e fazer a curva sem perder. Ou seja, a gente consegue repor toda aquela hidratação que o cabelo precisa. E a gente vai agir no cabelo A ao C, que são os tipos de curvaturas. A1, A2, A3, 2A, 2B, etc. Então, todos os tipos de curvatura é onde a gente consegue ter a ação do produto, devolvendo muita hidratação e flexibilidade para o fio. Então, você consegue ter um cabelo totalmente encaracolado e totalmente saudável e hidratado.
So being with the curly hair, for it to have the shape is a natural process of breaking the keratin. So just so we really can visualize it, imagine that you're trying to bend a wooden stick. It's
Yeah.
naturally going to break,
Uh-huh.
and this process leaves the hair dry and in need of a moisturize and a nourishment. So the idea of mermaid is to really make this hair more bendable, easy for us to have
Okay.
this style, and at the same time healthy, moisturized, and nourished. And that's what the product does. It really nails down this need of the hair and achieving the results. So in other words, you will have a hair that is healthy, you will have a hair with a nice soft texture, and not just with a cosmetic effect. You will feel it on the inside, on the quality of your
Yeah.
curls, and we can service all of the curls that there are. So from 2 to 4, A, B, and C.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Então, a importância da pessoa continuar o tratamento em casa com a linha Home Care é justamente ele manter por mais tempo essa questão do cabelo estar mais hidratado e facilita muito o penteado dela quando acorda. A gente sabe que um cabelo encaracolado dá mais trabalho do que um cabelo liso. O cabelo liso a pessoa levanta, bateu, o encaracolado dá mais trabalho. Então, a linha manutenção é justamente para manter aquele tratamento inicial que ela fez, manter essa hidratação e facilita a vida dela no dia seguinte. Quando ela levanta, precisa arrumar o cabelo, é mais rápido, porque ele já vai estar hidratado e ela vai estar dando essa sequência. Um cabelo hidratado é menos frizz, mais formato e menos ruptura.
So to finalize everything, the idea of the client using the home care of mermaid is to leave the hair more hydrated
Okay.
and to maintain the quality of the service that we achieved in the salon. So if the
Okay.
hair is more hydrated, is more bendable, is easy for the client to style it and care for the hair at home without breaking and keeping all these nutrients that the hair needs,
Okay.
because the natural process is to leave the hair dry. Because we keep it more moisturized and softer, we even recover these curls
Uh-huh.
that we lose with time. So we keep it back. So for example, if my hair was wavy and I use mermaid, I can really get my curls back, go back to the curl parts,
Yeah.
because of how the product is.
Okay.
Because we understand that looking after a curly hair is way more difficult than looking for a smooth hair. Looking out for taking care of a smooth hair is just to blast the hair dryer, and that's it. But with the mermaid, the idea is to really make it easy for the clients with curly hair to have a nice look.
Okay. Whoa, we have more questions. Super. Okay, so what is the difference between mermaid waves and the curl definition from the first and the lovely range?
Eso
I'm
es,
gonna go work my
depende
suit.
de las necesidades que tenga el cabello. Como estábamos hablando, el cabello rizado puede perder rizo por dos cuestiones, o bien por mucho frizz, porque el cabello se ha frisado desde la raíz, o bien por falta de salud, como estaba diciendo Casio, por falta de hidratación, por falta de nutrición, por cualquier cuestión. Entonces, ahí es donde entra el buen diagnóstico de la peluquera al cliente para saber cuál es la necesidad que tiene el cabello. Mi recomendación es que al final todos los cabellos necesitan de todo, en mayor o menor medida. De ahí es cuando yo creo los cronogramas para que la clienta venga varias sesiones al salón para que al final el cabello se mantenga 100% saludable. Entonces, lo primero que hay que hacer es un buen diagnóstico para saber si primero hay que realizar mermaid para devolverle esa hidratación al cabello, como está diciendo Casio, que es muy importante, y luego saber si además hay que hacer algo extra con The First o con Lovely para poder hacer la definición de rizos y quitar el frizz del cabello.
So the difference between them both, it depends on the need of the hair. So that's why we always recommend for the stylist to really do the consultation with the clients. So whenever they have they know exactly what treatment to recommend and to what points is that they need to cover first on the hair and in delivering the result. So for example, with mermaid is a more hydrating, nourishing type of service that will give this nice texture and feeling on the hair.
Yeah.
And then after they do mermaid, for example, they can then do the first or lovely to really remove the frizz and define even more the curls to leave the hair more polished.
Okay. All right. And if a client comes in with fine density and wants to remove the frizz and wants a more fuller adding density look, which treatment should be used? I guess this is the same, like you said, we said in the beginning, right?
Yeah. So it's what
It's
we
the
said in,
passes, it's the
is
passes
the
and the
passes of the iron.
water.
For example, with the first shampoo, we have a protocol which is the Botox. And Botox the same way that is for the
Mm.
skin is to make it fuller.
Yeah.
Is the combination that we have as well.
Okay. All right. And are there any specific tools to be used with these procedures?
So for the first shampoo or lovely, we do really recommend for you to use the iron.
Yeah.
And the iron is not something that as a from a business point of view that is about okay we just want to sell you another product.
Yeah.
We just want to ensure that you have the best results.
Yeah.
Especially because you can never cause a good first impression twice. So it's always important to invest in the right tools just because the iron is something that is a key part into delivering the results.
And this is the sweet iron.
This is the sweet iron. And what is the difference of the sweet iron? Why is it that I should get the sweet iron?
Mm.
I have another iron. What's the reason?
Exactly.
So the reason is we really tested out many different types of irons. And what the sweet iron does differently is how the engine on the iron works.
Mhm.
So it really is able to reach the temperature of 230 degrees that is required and stay constant the whole time. Apart from being light, apart from being easy for you to close the iron without having to really hold it tightly.
Yeah.
And you can also touch the scalp, really getting to the
Close.
root and be able to smooth out.
Wow.
So the difference from other irons, for example, is the weight, is the how to close, and the engine that reaches the temperature and works kind of like a thermostat at home. So it reaches and then it oscillates. And these things, you feel like okay, but I can just do it more again. The thing is,
Mm-mm.
the margin of error that you're gonna have with this is gonna be way more. So it's one of those things of the cheap option is
Yeah.
actually gonna cost you a fortune.
And you get a consistent result as well.
Exactly.
And it is lightweight because we saw Patricia using two at one go, and it was easy peasy doing the passes, and she finished off her models like that.
And if you guys want, we're gonna just comment here on the live and send a message to Cortex. We're gonna record if you would like to know how to do this move faster and all these things. We can do a consultation course, also a video like a modules to send it to you guys as well, and also how to iron with two irons, which is a technique that Matheus does really
Super.
well.
All right. So, on the booklet, there are two curl relaxers, and one is obtained, but someone else asked this, okay, already. So, okay, it was about the curl relaxing. So, let's finish off with this. How often can SOS be applied to a client if hair is damaged or for maintenance purposes? How often?
Eso es, depende de las necesidades que tenga el cabello. Nosotros con SOS prometemos que con una sola aplicación frenamos la rotura del cabello. Pero si tenemos un cabello que está demasiado sensibilizado porque ha pasado por mucho proceso químico, yo recomiendo que se hagan como tratamientos de choque. Puedes hacer uno hoy y a los 15 días otro, y luego siempre que lo necesite el cabello. Pero SOS no es un tratamiento para hacerlo todas las semanas. Primero, porque no es necesario, dura en el tiempo, reponemos esa proteína y engrosamos en cabello entre un 25-30%. Y luego porque tú no puedes poner solamente proteína al cabello, porque tiene más necesidades, tanto de aceite como de agua. Entonces ahí entra otra vez la lista de hacer un buen diagnóstico del cabello, realizar un cronograma y que la clienta final entienda que no solamente necesita proteína para recuperar el cabello, sino que necesita de otros ingredientes para tener 100% saludable su cabello. Entonces, recomendación de SOS es, si su cabello está sensibilizado, en una sola aplicación prometemos que frenamos esa rotura. Pero si el cabello está muy sensibilizado porque ha pasado por mucho proceso químico, que se haga tratamiento de choque, pero que también entienda que cada X tiempo tiene que ir a hacer tanto tratamiento de nutrición como de hidratación, y luego SOS se puede utilizar cuando vuelva a realizarse otro servicio químico.
So, with the SOS is so effective that it can stop any hair from breaking from the very first application. And something that we need to really understand is that the hair has more than one need.
Mm-hmm.
So, a common belief is, okay, if I go to the salon today and then I get this problem sorted, I don't need to come back
Yeah.
later. Or and in fact, it's not like that because the hair has three main needs: water, oils, and protein. SOS sorts out the protein problem. So we do guarantee that doesn't matter how damaged the hair is, we will recover from the very first application. But if the hair quality, we will stop it from breaking. But if we need to do more often, for example, because the hair is very, very damaged, we then can recommend the client to come back in 21 days, for example, for another application of SOS with another treatment to start giving all these properties back. The concept of cosmetic is to reconstruct what was damaged, to make it beautiful, and to maintain it beautiful. And this is the
Okay.
concept that us hairdressers, we really need to share and educate our clients. For them to have the best versions, they need to visit the stylist frequently to maintain it. The same way that we use other services as well, and to keep us healthy. We go to the gym frequently to keep a healthy body. We keep eating healthy to keep a healthy body. The same way applies for the hair as well.
Well, when you say maintenance, it means with the home care, or do you mean like, for example, the client comes in every 2 weeks to have an SOS treatment? How
So
how would this?
so the SOS is a very effective in and we can use SOS for a full treatment to reconstruct the hair
Mhm.
or to prepare the hair for when we're gonna do a chemical treatment, i.e., bleaching, for
Okay.
example. Uh, if the client, for example, is someone that they really do does highlights and this type of treatments, then of course she would use SOS more frequently.
Okay.
But if the hair is it was damaged before and now she just wants to keep it healthy or something, she uses the SOS once to stop the hair from breaking,
Hmm.
and then she visits the salon for doing all the treatments to give all these nutrients back. So the SOS is a treatment that we can do it fully to reconstruct the hair, and then once we need it when we're gonna
Okay.
damage the hair with the bleaching or color, for example.
Oh,
Y también es muy
super.
importante cómo se trata la clienta el cabello en su casa. No sirve nada hacerte un servicio en el salón si luego utilizas productos de supermercado o si luego vas todos los días al gimnasio, a la piscina, te pasas plancha. Es muy importante también el seguimiento que haga la clienta en casa. De eso va a depender que el tratamiento se alargue en el tiempo.
So what Patricia really points out here is also important that we educate our clients how to care for the hair home.
Okay.
Because if I imagine that we have a client that has a very active lifestyle, she goes to the gym, she goes swimming, she
Yes.
uses the iron as well because she's in a rush to style it, the hair will be receiving all of these damages and losing these properties. So
Okay.
having the right home care is what is going to tip the balance into having healthy
Uh-huh.
hair or
It's a
not.
good support.
Yes, because it does not. There's not really, good if you go to the salon, you have a very good
Yeah.
treatment, but then you go to the supermarket to get a shampoo or something, and it's just against the purpose.
Yeah.
The same thing going to the gym and then straight after going to the McDonald's and
All right. So, what is the booster service on the booklet, and what is achieved with this service?
Este producto se creó para alargar la durabilidad del tratamiento de cualquier servicio que se realice con The First. No tiene por qué ser solamente definición de rizos, puede ser alargar la durabilidad del alisado, del antifreeze, del botox, cualquier tipo de servicio. Ahora, dentro de las utilidades que tiene este producto, yo hay muchas veces que lo utilizo solo, aunque no haya hecho ningún tratamiento con The First. Yo, por ejemplo, mi cabello es fino, tiene frizz, pero no es un cabello rizado. Entonces, para mí el booster lo que me ofrece es facilidad de peinado, que no tenga frizz en el cabello y me da mucha fuerza a él y me aguanta más tiempo el peinado. Entonces, realmente fue creado con una base, pero tiene muchas utilidades diferentes.
So the idea of the booster is to really increase the durability of the treatments that we do with the first shampoo.
All right.
So let's take Patricia's hair for example. Imagine that she got the first shampoo treatment done, like an antifreeze, and then later while she would use the booster because the booster will help to control this frizz as well, but also at the same time being a mask, you have more power to hydrate the hair, to really give strength, combability for the hair as well.
All
And
right.
that was the idea as a supporting. So the goal is for Sweet is to really for the hairdresser to be the master of the hair texture.
Okay. All right. And also, what about maintenance at home for the clients? Are there any specific products to use?
Sim, de uma forma geral, as linhas de manutenções elas são pensadas a darem continuidade no tratamento que foi feito no cabelo. Então, normalmente, ela segue a mesma categoria de matérias-primas e conceito de desenvolvimento. Então, por exemplo, quando você tem a linha SOS, que é uma linha de tratamento com essa finalidade, o SOS Home Care é feito para continuar esse tratamento em casa. Então, uma pessoa que fez uma descoloração, por exemplo, ela vai muito bem com a linha SOS Home Care, que vai continuar tratando o cabelo dela, porque a gente sabe que o tratamento de descoloração é um tratamento bem exatamente. Então ele tira muita proteína do cabelo. Por mais que a gente reponha, a gente vai conseguir repor toda ela no tratamento profissional da linha Home Care, mas ela vai ter todos os dias exposição ao sol, ao calor, à água quente, à chuva, à piscina, sol, poluição, etc. Então, esse cabelo que estava sensibilizado, ele vai continuar protegido em casa.
So the home care line of Sweet is made with the same active ingredients as the professional line to maintain this high quality result that you get in the salon. So what Mr. Castro is sharing with us, for example, imagine that a client went to the salon and she got a bleaching treatment done, which
Yeah.
is very aggressive on the hair. It really removes the protein from the hair. And the hair is made of roughly between 85 to 91% of protein. So most of the hair is made of protein. So when we apply a treatment that really damages the hair, removes this protein, the hair has become fragile. Of course, in the salon, we can using the SOS professional, we give back all this protein. But what happens then? Uh, there are several ways that your hair gets damaged that you don't even notice: pollution, the weather, or hot water, brushing, ironing, and so on. So, using the right home care is to keep this hair healthy with a high quality result.
Yeah. Perfect. After how many weeks or months can the perfect straightening be applied to maintain a straight finish, especially if a client has curly hair from the roots?
So we do recommend that the service is applied every 3 months. So because in 3 months you will already see a regrowth on the hair, and we can then correct this regrowth and refresh the treatment on the hair,
Okay.
ensuring that she will have it this way.
Okay. Yeah. Issa, how is the first repair, the glass vial, applied? And can this be applied by the client at home?
La ampolla de ISNP. Para mí todo este tipo de productos son productos para profesionales. Al final hay muchos productos como la línea de home care que el cliente sí que lo va a saber aplicar en casa, pero incluso hay muchas veces que el producto de home care el cliente no sabe aplicarlo en casa y nosotros tampoco invertimos ese tiempo en explicarlo. Se ven vídeos, se ven tutoriales de cómo aplicarlo, pero hay muchas veces que no tienen el resultado que quieren. En el caso de la ampolla Isar Repair, para mí es un tratamiento que hay que realizar en el salón y es para aquella clienta que tiene un evento, que tiene algo importante, pero no tiene ese tiempo de hacerse un tratamiento o de pasar más tiempo en el salón y quiere algo rápido, pero que a simple vista sea wow. Entonces, esta ampolla realmente es lo que hace. Recupera el cabello, da esa belleza al cabello en muy poquito tiempo, pero siempre es mejor que sea aplicada por un profesional.
So the instant repair from the first shampoo, from the first line, sorry, is an ampoule to be applied in the salon.
Okay.
Basically, is like a emergency red button.
Okay.
So imagine that a client comes today to the salon. She's in a rush and she has a very important event. She doesn't have the time to do like a full treatment. But she needs her hair to be
As
healthy, on
always.
point, as always, and make it happen, make it a miracle.
Yeah. Miracle.
And the instant repair ampoule is a miracle ampoule
Okay.
to apply on the hair. So answering the question is a salon treatment, and what Patricia really brings out is some clients might know how to use some products in at home, some consumers, but most of them don't even apply it the proper way,
Oh.
and mainly because there is so lack of education, and sometimes we are hairdressers, we are in a rush, we don't take this time to explain to our clients how to use the right home care at home. And the thing is, now we see a rise, especially in social media, of influencers, of other people using the channels to
Mhm.
teach people how to use the home care at
Yeah.
home. And this is a message for you as a stylist, because this is an opportunity for you to create and to cover this need of the clients, because you are the true expert.
Yeah.
Let me even ask you a question, Alexia. How long have you been a hairdresser?
Over 15 years.
Over 15 years. How many
How
hairs
much?
have you seen in these 15 years of
Ah,
experience?
oh, a lot. A
Crazy.
lot.
Too many to count,
Crazy.
right?
Yeah.
This shows to us. So imagine having 15 years of knowledge. Do you even stop to think of how many situations you found?
Yeah.
So you and other hairdressers are always the best, the experts, to know exactly what the client needs
Yes.
to use at home, and how to care for the hair.
Yeah.
And it's very important that you guys are conscious of this.
Mhm.
Recognize the power that you have in your hands. Recognize the years that you have, and do not let someone else on social media or someone to really tell you or dictate how is it that you should work.
Yeah.
Always remember that you are the expert, that you are the one that have all this experience and know what's the best for your client, and position yourself this way. We really stand behind the stylist. We really in our all of our training sessions, we do this part, and to remind, because hairdressers, they do need to hear this,
Yeah.
that you guys are the experts, you guys are the face of beauty,
This is it.
and position yourself this way. Educate your clients and trust in what you have.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if they come and say, "Oh, I saw this on social media, so this elsewhere." I take it anytime, any place in an advice of an professional that has over 15 years of experience than someone that I saw on social media and they saw something like this. And
Mm.
again, it was not an advice against. I'm just talking about this point here, which is when it comes to beauty, hairdressers has a wide range of experience, and you guys need to be conscious of how
Yeah.
important you are, how
Believe in yourself,
knowledgeable you are. Exactly, believe in yourself.
for sure. So, and if a client wants to keep the volume of the hair and the curl, but wants to make just the curl a little less tight. So, for example, we were talking about this yesterday with your chart and your three A's and three B's. So, let's say you have a type 3C curl and you want it to become like a 3A. What type of method would you use with the mermaid waves?
Uh,
With
um cliente que tem o cabelo que está mais cacheado, mais alisado, e ela quer deixar mais relaxado. Que tratamento você recomendaria? Você recomendaria um mermaid? Como é que é?
Para uma cliente que ela tem vamos dar um exemplo aí, mais fechado, que você está ali na C3, C2, na classe C e quer deixar para um B. Quando você usa a linha Mermaid, quando você faz o procedimento da Mermaid, você consegue deixar o cabelo mais hidratado. Logo, é aquela questão que a gente falou anteriormente, você melhora a flexibilidade do cabelo. Ao melhorar a flexibilidade do cabelo, você deixa ele mais solto. Então, o cabelo pode ficar, inclusive, mais longo depois que você faz o tratamento. Na realidade, é que ele estava muito ressecado, muito encolhido, porque não tinha hidratação suficiente. Então, quando você faz o tratamento da linha Mermaid, você consegue descer um número ou dois números, você consegue sair de um 3 para um, entendeu? Seja A, B ou C, você consegue fazer essa divisão. Então, com o tratamento de hidratação, ele vai deixar isso, ele vai deixar sem frizz, ele vai deixar mais maleável, vai deixar mais solto e vai alongar o fio.
So the cool thing with the mermaid waves is that it really allows the clients to really style the hair however they want. So imagine that we have a very closed curl,
Yeah.
especially because of how dehydrated the hair is because of the natural condition. With mermaid waves, because it has a very high power of hydration and nourishment on the hair, it will leave the hair more easier to manage, easier to style, more malleable, so moldable, for example. And we can then style it how we want it. We can use the finishing treatments for the home care and in the salon as well to get it more, to keep the shape of the curls more close, or to keep it more wavy as well.
Yeah, you were explaining yesterday with the number 3 and the number 4. Can you explain it further? Like the mermaid 3 and 4.
Ok. Então, falando dos quatro, nós temos um shampoo que é extremamente hidratante no passo 1, uma máscara extremamente hidratante no passo 2. O passo 3 e o passo 4 são dois produtos que modelam o cabelo. E a pessoa pode escolher ali entre o que ela prefere para trabalhar. O profissional cabeleireiro, a gente tem muitos profissionais que gostam de trabalhar com mais creme, outros com mais gel, mas ambos são para fazer a finalização do cabelo, onde você consegue deixá-los moldáveis. Tem profissionais, inclusive, que ficam indecisos e usam os dois. Pega um pouco de cada, mistura e fabrica um gel creme ali, fazendo essa mistura de produto e fazendo essa aplicação. Então, ele vai deixar o cabelo modelado. Tá? E é um produto que você pode utilizar diariamente. A linha de manutenção também contém esses dois produtos, que ela pode estar misturando ou usando separado, mas é uma preferência do profissional. Ambos vão deixar o cabelo modelado conforme o profissional aplica.
So the step one of the mermaid is a shampoo, is a very hydrating shampoo. The step two, which is a mask, is also cream. Sorry, is a very hydrating mask cream
Yeah.
as well. And the step 3 and 4, which is a cream and a gel, is the finishing ones.
Yeah.
And there are studies, for example, that they even like to mix them both to give the best of both worlds, or like natural, more wet look, or more spongy as well.
Yes.
And by using them both, you can really style it and manage the hair how you want. So if you want a more close, you can really put the shape and curl it more, crunch it more, so you can get more disclosed, or you can, the way that you style it, best adapted for your style.
Okay.
Tem uma coisa importante também que o profissional pode escolher de acordo com o nível. Eu estou começando a trabalhar agora com o produto e ainda não sei qual é a melhor. Estou no início de trabalhar com cabelos cacheados. Hoje a gente tem profissionais que são especialistas em cacheados e tem pessoas que estão começando a trabalhar. Quando você pega os cabelos com menos caracóis, com cabelo mais ondulados, e você quer transformar um cabelo ondulado em um cacho, talvez o passo 3 seja mais indicado pelo formato de creme e tem um maior poder de fixação. Enquanto a Jelly, ela tem um poder de fixação, mas ela é uma base mais aquosa. Então eu tenho ali uma base mais cremosa e uma base em formato de gel, que é mais aquoso. Que é mais fácil você modelar os cabelos que já são mais encaracolados. Então, se você tem um cabelo que é ondulado e quer fazer cachos, vou numa festa, quero ir com cabelo cacheado, ou mesmo que a pessoa tenha um cabelo liso, quer fazer um penteado com ondas tipo Gisele Bündchen, o passo 3 é mais indicado nesse tipo de situação.
And Casso just gave us the tip on which one to get a different look. So, for example, if you have like a wavy hair or even a straight hair, and you want to give more curls or like a kind of some summer waves as well, summer look, you can use the number 3, because it's being a cream, it has more on the power or on the composition of the product to give to hold the hair like this. Or if you want a more like look, or more relaxed look or something, you can go with the gel, because it has more hydrating composition there.
Okay.
And you can style it
That's
this
nice.
way as
All
well.
right. Okay. So when can the client color her hair after a perfect straightening treatment?
So she can color her hair on the same day that she's getting the perfect straightening treatment.
All right.
So again, the product, forget everything that you know about straightening. With Sweet is completely different. Sweet allows you to have the result restriction free. So you don't need to wait to have your best look on your hair. You can access it today. And that's the goal. We want you to feel beautiful, we want you to look beautiful, and do not have to wait for it.
Instantly.
Instantly.
I give you a
Exactly.
person just like me,
Eh,
having no time, like we said
exactly.
yesterday.
Exactly.
You just make me happy with one go. That's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
I think we have. Did we have all the one message left? Okay, we covered everything. It is a truly innovative brand. Wow. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for all your
Thank you, thank you.
explanations. Thank you for
Thank you
all
very
your
much.
trainings throughout these 2 days and 3 days today as well online. And we look forward to having you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
for
guys.
joining.
Thank
Bye.
you.